We have a marvelous show lined up for you. It is Thursday, February 1st, 2018.
Weather Watcher Ashley Cornish will give you the regional and big picture forecast for the day.
We will enjoy an evening of gospel choir and Paint the Town Scarlet with Ziajah Nellom.
We will celebrate Black History Month later on in the show today.
We've got tons to get to. Let's wake up, Rutgers.
Hello and welcome, Rutgers. It's great to be here on this chilly Thursday morning.
We're here to wake you up every Thursday morning this semester with all of the exciting news, events, and weather.
So, Adia, it's the 1st of February, which means January is over. Is it just me, or has January been super long? I feel like I've lived 2 lives in January.
Well, your 2 lives in January was the first 2 weeks where you were like, new year, new me, gonna put all my clothes away when I wear them. But now afterwards, you were like, maybe my old life wasn't so bad, so you went, back to your old habits. But February 1st also marks the first day of Black History Month.
Yeah, and later on in the show, we're going to talk about the Paul Robeson Cultural Center, and we're also going to talk about what Rutgers has done to celebrate Black History Month and how it's celebrating Black students and making them feel heard and seen and understood.
Yeah. Did your high school do anything for Black History Month?
Yeah, my high school, we would actually shut down school for an entire day, and we'd go into the auditorium and we'd have like skits, songs, plays. We just watch and celebrate Black History Month and all the important figures. Did yours do anything?
Yeah, so in my high school we had a morning show, kind of like Wake Up Rutgers. And so every day on the show, we would have a different video dedicated to an important Black figure in history. So each day was dedicated to them, and we would play that video every day for the month of February. Ashley, did you guys do anything in your high school for Black History Month?
Yeah, so my high school, we actually had an MLK Dream Assembly, which was organized by our school's multicultural club, and students would share different poems or songs or skits. The a cappella group at my high school would actually perform different gospel pieces, so it was an assembly that everyone looked forward to, not just an excuse to skip class. And I will be giving you guys the first week of weather for Black History Month, and it's looking pretty good. All right, back to you guys.
So before we can get to the rest of the show, let's see how much you know.
In addition to being an athlete and activist, what other careers did Paul Robeson have? We'll find out the answer right after this break.
Attend Heritage 2018 as Rutgers celebrates Black History Month and discusses the history and influence of Afro-textured hair. The event will be a full-day conference beginning with a keynote address by Chris T. Donaldson, CEO and founder of the Thank God It's Natural Hair and Skin Products. There will be a variety of workshops to choose from, like a do-it-yourself lesson on how to create hair conditioners and masks from food items straight out of your kitchen. This year's event will be held on Saturday, February 24th at the Livingston Student Center from 12 to 8 p.m. There will be a reception including vendors, food, music, performances, and more. The conference is free and open to all, but don't forget to RSVP. For more information and registration, visit ruoncampus.rutgers.edu/heritage.
Welcome back, Rutgers. Before the break, we asked, in addition to being an athlete and activist, what other careers did Paul Robeson have? Now it's time to find out the answer.
Paul Robeson was also an actor and a singer. I think that's really cool that amongst everything else that he's done, he was also an actor and singer.
Yeah, and he was a Rutgers student, and I think it's just so inspiring that we have Rutgers students who go on and do important things, not just for Rutgers or like their state, but like
for like other things.
Yeah, for people in general. He did so much, and I think he's a great person we can look up to. He was so well-rounded, and it just goes to show how revolutionary Rutgers and Rutgers students are.
Right. Yeah, and we have like a lot of events lined up for this month, for Black History Month, and like it's going to be in like the Paul Robeson Center as well. So Ashley, can you give us the weather for, what the weather's going to be like for the first week of Black History Month?
All right, good morning, Rutgers. It's Weather Watcher Ashley Cornish, and I'll be giving you the forecast for the first couple days of February. All right, so today we had a morning low of 16 degrees, which is right around our average of 22 degrees. Today we will actually be getting up hotter than our average of 40 degrees. Unfortunately, not as warm as our record high of 62 degrees set back in 1916, but thankfully it will not be getting as cold as our record low of 7 degrees set back in 1935. And then our sunrise and sunset are here at the bottom of your screen. For today's weather headlines, we have a chance of rainy conditions today, but then we have another chance of snow on the way, which is always exciting when it's going to be snowing. And then don't forget, Groundhog Day is tomorrow, so hopefully the groundhog won't see his shadow, and then, well, actually if he sees his shadow, then that means more winter, but hopefully he won't, and then we will have some spring on the way. All right, for the regional high temps, we had a regional high temperature of 52 degrees all the way down in Baltimore. At our Camden campus, we have a regional high temperature of 50 degrees today, and then our Newark campus will be experiencing a high of 46 degrees. All the way out in State College is a high of 43 degrees, and then over here in Providence, we've got a high of 45. For the regional low temperatures, we've got a low temperature of 29 degrees in Providence, 13 all the way up in Oneonta, 15 in State College, all the way down in Baltimore and Camden, it's going to be 29, and then our Newark students will be experiencing a low temperature of 28. Looking at our radar, you can see that there's this band of precipitation that can be hitting us probably around, starting in the mid-afternoon around 3 p.m., but it's only a chance because you can see it's pretty spotty, but hopefully it will not rain, but bring your umbrella and rain boots just in case. So today we've got a high temperature of 45 degrees, that chance of PM showers, and then winds out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. For our day planner, you can see that around 10 a.m. we'll have a temperature of 37 degrees. It's still cloudy. 2 p.m. we're getting up to our high of 45 degrees, still cloudy then. But then by 6 we've got the rain showers moving in with a temperature of 42 degrees. And then at 10 p.m. we've got a temperature of 41 degrees, and the rain still might be sticking around, which could be transitioning over to snow. So about that snow, we've got a chance of snow showers tonight with a low temperature of 30 degrees and then winds out of the southwest at 3 to 7 miles per hour. Friday, we've got a high temperature of 32 degrees, another chance of AM snow tomorrow right as we're starting to go to class, and it's going to be really, really windy tomorrow with consistent winds of 10 to 17 miles per hour, but gusts getting up all the way to 28 degrees, which will make that 32 feel even colder, so definitely bundle up tomorrow. All right, back to you guys.
Thank you, Ashley. So it's going to be snowing and raining, and I'm so tired of that. So that groundhog better not see a shadow tomorrow. Otherwise, I'm going to come out there and close his eyes so he can't see it, because I need spring to come immediately.
Honestly, I love winter, but all things must pass, and winter needs to pass at this moment. So before we get to the rest of the show, we're going to have a break.
This is Kate. Kate never utilized the many great resources Rutgers has to offer. Now, Kate doesn't have a job. Don't want to end up like Kate? Then you should go to University Career Services. University Career Services provides career-related counseling, resources, and programs to help individuals clarify academic and career goals, establish career plans, develop job search skills, and make successful career transitions. The mission is to build relationships with alumni, employers, and graduate schools to optimize internship, job, and career opportunities. From workshops and webinars to fairs and other recruiter visits, the staff within University Career Services works tirelessly to prepare students and connect them to the world of work. For more information, visit careers.rutgers.edu.
Welcome back, Rutgers. I hope you had enough time to grab your coffee for this, after this, during the break. But right now we're going to go into our news and events. So, there may have been a connection between epilepsy and depression according to Rutgers researchers. Since 400 BC, physicians suspected epilepsy and depression are linked. Now, a collaboration between Rutgers and Columbia University found evidence of a genetic link. The researchers examined the prevalence of mood disorders in families that have a high incidence of epilepsy. The results show a high incidence of depression in families with focal epilepsy, but not in those with generalized epilepsy. You can read the study yourself if you are interested. The results of this study are published in the journal Epilepsia recently. Epilepsy affects about 2.3 million adults and more than 450,000 children and adolescents in the United States. Understanding the frequency and cause of these mood disorders in these individuals can help them receive better treatment and increase their quality of life. Additionally, finding the shared genetic link between epilepsy and mood disorders can help doctors better understand mood disorders like depression, which was estimated to have affected 16.1 million adults in 2015. Hopefully, more studies like these will help them learn all they can. That's really interesting that they found the link between epilepsy and depression.
Right, I think that's really interesting also that like all of this was done like in Rutgers and like through our community.
Yeah, Rutgers is doing outstanding things for the world just from our little town in New Jersey.
Right.
And they're finding out things that can help millions of people around the United States, which is important, and especially this, affecting millions of people, depression
Right.
and epilepsy, and finding that there is a link.
Right.
It's going to help so many other people.
Yeah, and some other, impactful things going around Rutgers is that after the white nationalist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, Rutgers alumna Cassandra Oliveros created the Windows of Understanding Project, a public art installation located in Highland Park. The Windows of Understanding Project was launched January 15th on Martin Luther King Jr. Day as a homage to Dr. King's legacy. The message behind the project is "We see through hate" to promote compassion and awareness around social justice issues. 20 local artists, many of whom are Mason Gross students, have work featured in storefronts. The show is in storefronts along Church, George, and French Street in New Brunswick, as well as along the Raritan Avenue. The artwork presents themes including cultural identity, faith-based initiatives, environmental conservation, homelessness, and youth mentoring. To find out more about this program, visit masongross.rutgers.edu.
So I was on George Street the other day, and I actually saw one of these paintings in the window for Rooster Spin, a restaurant. And at first I was like, why is this there? But then I remembered that we had this going on, and I think it's so impactful because I myself stopped and looked at it, and I stared for a moment and was like, what's going on? And then I realized, and I think it's just important that we're coming together as a community to fight hate.
Right, I think that's really cool that Rutgers alum was able to, put this all together and through her expression, through artwork of other artists on campus, they were able to put this installation with it, which I think is really cool. I think we should, go check those out again after the show.
Yeah. So, to kick off Black History Month with the Paul Robeson Cultural Center at their event, All Black, a space dedicated to Black joy. Gather with other Black students, staff, and faculty to celebrate Black joy, and it's a great way to begin Black History Month. The event will be held tonight, February 1st from 7 to 9 p.m. in the Paul Robeson Cultural Center. The event will include food, games, music, and community. Come wearing clothes that represent your identity, and for more information, go to prcc.rutgers.edu/BHM2018. I think this event is so cool. So many people can come together, celebrate their identity, and share good music, good food, and just hang out with people and learn from each other.
Right. I think it's amazing that Rutgers is able to put this all together for Black History Month. I think it's really important that people can come together as, even being a part of different cultures, but they still all identify, as unison as Black, and they're able to come together and enjoy, the time and everything like that.
Yeah, and I think Rutgers does such a great job of making all their students feel heard and seen by giving them events that celebrate them and having them come together and celebrate each other. So I think that's really important and something really special about Rutgers.
Right. And another Black figure in our society is Tarana Burke. So Alyssa Milano did not start the hashtag #MeToo. A woman of color named Tarana Burke did. So Student Affairs is proud to announce that Tarana Burke will be speaking next Monday, February 12th at the Busch Campus Center. Tarana Burke will discuss why sexual violence is so rampant in our culture and how everyone can help to interrupt it. Wristbanding for this event begins at 7 p.m. and do not be late, but the event is expected to have a large turnout. See you all there. For more information, search Tarana Burke, founder of hashtag #MeToo on Facebook.
I think this another important event taking place at Rutgers. Tarana Burke started the hashtag #MeToo movement, where women could share their experiences of sexual violence to show that it's not something that just happens to one person.
Right, that it can happen to anyone, and like, you know, so many women and even men are affected by sexual violence, and I think it's important that, you know, as, you know, we're the generation that could stop that or, you know, help stop that, and it's important that everyone learns how to interrupt it, like she says.
Yeah, and I think that it's so good that we're bringing light to these subjects because they've been going on for so long, and we're finally having survivors and victims come forward to tell their stories, and it's important that they also feel heard and understood.
Yeah, I think it's great that, like, you know, she's coming to Rutgers because, you know, Rutgers does so many things, and I think it's great that, you know, we're taking a stand on that as well.
So, we're now going to go to a PSA, and we'll be right back with you after this break.
Hey there, Rutgers. I'm Ziajah Nellom, and we're here celebrating Black History Month at an evening of gospel choirs. Get ready to see some amazing talent, and feel free to sing along.
Rutgers chooses to hold this event every year because it's a very important event, especially during Black History Month, because it really highlights the traditions of gospel music. Gospel music is traditional music in terms of the African American history, and it's just it's great to listen to it. A lot of people come out, and it's not traditional because it has like a backup band and everything like that. So it's just a really fun, good experience. It's definitely one of the most popular events of the month. Definitely a lot of people come out, and the folk festival, all the coordinators really love volunteering for it, and it's just a good thing to be a part of.
It means that we celebrate not only Blackness, but we celebrate people who have been left behind or felt left behind, that God gave us an opportunity, and because of Martin Luther King Jr., because of the fight that he had for people of color, people who felt less than other people or were treated less than others, now we have an opportunity, equal opportunity. So it's important that we remember that and celebrate.
My favorite song would probably be the song that made us, if you could want to say famous, One Day at a Time. All right, that has to be one of my favorites. It gives us a sense of knowing that we have to do what we can, while we can, and we have to do it in that day that God gives us. So that's what I asked for, just one day at a time. Help me to do the things that I can do today.
Black History Month is for everybody, and Black history is part of American history, and it's important for us to know our history. And for example, tonight, as you can see from the program, I'm going to be particularly talking about the accomplishments of Jesse Owens way back in 1936. So I think it's important for young people today to realize the struggles of those who have gone before.
Well, Rutgers, we hope your spirits feel lifted and you had just as much fun as we did. Until next time, keep painting the town scarlet. I'm Ziajah Nellom, RUTV.
Welcome back, Rutgers. So before the segment, I accidentally said it was a public service announcement, but this was actually a Paint the Town Scarlet segment. And I would just like to thank Ziajah Nellom for bringing that to us and talking about gospel, and which is something I actually enjoy listening to. So before we get to the rest of the show, we're actually now going to a public service announcement, and we'll be right back with you after this.
Do you like kicking back in your free time? Sometimes the dorms can get stuffy and boring, so head on over to the Rutgers Zone. Need somewhere to watch sports? Need to satisfy that ice cream craving? Or are you tired of your old video games? Rutgers Zone is where you need to visit. Enjoy some games, food, TV, karaoke, and so much more. And don't forget to ask for those ice cream toppings. With all of the cool things at the Rutgers Zone, why would you even leave? If you are on Livingston campus, make sure you swing by the Rutgers Zone, just a bus stop away. For more information, please visit zone.rutgers.edu.
Rutgers University is now offering a master's program in UN and Global Policy Studies. This new program is the only one of its kind in the United States. The curriculum for this program is designed to provide students with qualitative and quantitative analytical skills, as well as hands-on management experience required by leaders in the field. All applicants must hold a bachelor's degree from an accredited college. The program of study requires 36 credits and is open to both part-time and full-time students. For application information and to apply online, check out gradstudy.rutgers.edu. For more information, check out unstudies.rutgers.edu.
Welcome back, Rutgers. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at a sneak peek of the Rutgers Zone, which looks like a lot of fun.
Rutgers. We're right outside of the
Probably go there one day after Wake Up Rutgers. But we're gonna look into another piece about the Busch Cares Blankets with Jenifer.
Hello, Rutgers. We're right outside of the Best West Lounge, where Busch Cares and the Rutgers Food Pantry have collaborated to educate students about issues of homelessness and food insecurity among college campuses. Let's go check it out. What inspired tonight's event?
So, as part of Residence Life, we have a requirement to do a certain amount of programs per semester. So when we were thinking about doing a program this semester, something that kind of inspired us was doing something around Thanksgiving and wellness.
We're making blankets that we're going to be donating to a local women's shelter called Women's Aware, which helps support those affected by domestic violence. Me and the committee really just wanted a way for students to engage and socialize and give back to the community, and also learn a little bit about the awareness and the outreach in the community revolving homelessness and hunger. I'm hoping that students are learning that it's small things that you can do to give back to the community. It doesn't have to be, necessarily a week-long service trip or donating a bunch of money to help out those that are in need. It can be an hour of your time just making blankets and learning about what's happening in the community around you.
I came to tonight's events just so I can give back to the community and to really work with other people together so we can give back.
What exactly were you doing today?
Well, today I was working back there making a blanket, which is pretty hard. At the end, you end up feeling that, I actually did something for someone. Because someone's going to get my hard work that is going to become something that is going to become useful to them.
Tonight, students have learned that issues like these are not far away from home. It's important for programs like these to take place on and around campus to engage students in community issues. Reporting from Best West Residence Hall, I'm Jenifer Elizondo, RUTV.
Welcome back, Rutgers. I hope you enjoyed that segment from Busch Cares Blankets with Jenifer Elizondo. I think it's so great that students can come together and create and make blankets for women in women's shelters.
Right, yeah, that's awesome that this is all happening at Rutgers. Like, Rutgers does so many things. Like we saw earlier with the research with epilepsy. We have, speakers coming in for the Me Too, for the hashtag Me Too, Tarana Burke's coming in. I think it's awesome that all these things are going on at Rutgers.
Yeah, and it just goes to show that Rutgers is a school that cares.
Right, definitely. It cares about their community, their impact on people, making a change.
Yeah, their students. Essentially, Rutgers is just trying to create a safe space for everyone,
right.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's awesome that we can all be a part of that in, different ways.
So right now, we're going to get to the rest of the show, but first we're going to have a break.
The Rutgers bus system provides more than 15 options to get around the 5 campuses. Sounds overwhelming? But here's a quick recap of the bus routes and available resources to make traveling easier. On weekdays, the A and H buses make stops along College Ave and Busch. The B loops between Livingston and Busch, as the LX makes stops on Livingston and College Ave. The F takes an express route by traveling Route 18 from College Ave to Cook and Douglas. The Rex L goes between Douglas and Livingston, with the Rex B looping between Douglas and Busch. There are also weekend buses, which make stops on every campus. Each bus stop displays the routes of the specific bus stopping there and the expected arrival times. To learn more about the Rutgers bus system and additional bus services, download the Rutgers app, visit nextbus.com or rudots.rutgers.edu.
Hey Rutgers, welcome back from that break. So Eva, I have a question for you. What's your favorite thing to do on a snow day?
My favorite thing to do on a snow day is to put on Netflix, grab some hot chocolate, extra marshmallows, and just sit with a bunch of blankets and watch movies.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else you could do on a snow day. Like,
honestly, it's not the most productive, but that's...
Oh yeah, productivity out the window, but it's fine. You know, it's a snow day.
Yeah, when snow days happen, everything stops.
Yeah, right? Ashley, can you give us the weather and tell us, you know, what's going on?
Yeah. All right, well, unfortunately, guys, it won't be enough snow on Friday to give us a snow day because, honestly, drinking hot chocolate in a blanket sounds like exactly what I want to do on a Friday. I don't have class, so that would be wonderful. But we do have a little chance of snow showers tomorrow with a high of 32 degrees. The snow will be only in the AM hours, probably just kind of flurries, which will be probably less than an inch. But it's still always exciting to see different chances of snow. So with a high of only 32 degrees, it's going to be really cold. But that's going to be even colder with winds out of the northwest at 10 to 17 miles per hour, so that's going to be really windy, giving us really strong wind chill, making it feel even freezing, and then gusts of up to 28 miles per hour, so that's going to be absolutely frigid. Definitely, maybe staying inside and drinking hot chocolate would be the best way because it's going to be cold tomorrow. All right, so Friday night we're getting down to a low of only 13 degrees, so definitely cold. Winds out of the northwest at 5 to 7 miles per hour, so the winds are dying down, but it's going to be getting even colder, so it's going to feel basically chilly all day on Friday. And then we've got mostly clear conditions. So for our extended forecast, you can see that on Friday we do have that high of only 32 degrees, low of 13 degrees, and the snow showers will be hitting us in the morning hours. Saturday, we're getting up to only a high of 30 degrees with a low of 26, so still cold on Saturday. Sunday is going to be pretty much a mess. It's going to be icy conditions all day with a temperature of 38 degrees. So we have some precipitation moving in, but with a temperature of 38 degrees, right around freezing, that means it could be bouncing back and forth between snow and rain. So it's just going to be slushy and probably a disaster. Sundays are always a good day to just stay in and do homework anyway, so that will be a nice chance to get ahead on your studies. Monday, we've got a temperature of only 39 degrees with a low temperature of 21. The snow that I was talking about will be sticking around just for Monday. So as we're starting off a new week, we've got some snow flurries. And then Tuesday, we've got a temperature of 36 with a low of 20 degrees. All right, so as always, you can check us out every 15 minutes on channel 23.1, like our Facebook page at RU Weather Watcher. Follow us on Twitter at RUTV using the hashtag RUWeather. I would love to hear back from you guys when you see what the verdict is on Groundhog Day tomorrow, whether or not we're going to be getting 6 more weeks of winter, which will be brutal, or whether or not it's finally spring. And if you just can't get enough of us Weather Watchers, check us out at weatherwatcher.rutgers.edu. All right, I hope you guys enjoy the snow, and back to you guys.
Well, thank you for that, Ashley. So if it's not going to be a snow day and it's not going to be spring, I don't know what we're going to do. But, well, Rutgers, that'll do it for our first show of the semester.
For more events happening this week, you can go to getinvolved.rutgers.edu or ruevents.rutgers.edu.
Follow us on Facebook by searching RU Network or follow us on Twitter by searching at Wake Up Rutgers. We love hearing from you.
Tune in to Monday's show with Manuel Silva Paulus and Kim Peterman for more Rutgers news.
Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Adia Dauti.
And I'm Ivha Enike-Ekhelar. Have a great day, and we will see you next week, Rutgers.